Welcome back everyone, it's Jennifer. Today's video is a little bit different. I'm doing some quick tips on adhering intricate dies. The video ended up being a little bit longer because I'm actually showing two different ways that I recommend adhering intricate die cuts, because I find these little guys can be tricky sometimes, but I found two methods that really work and maybe one would work for you. The first method is the one that I've been using the longest, and that is using liquid adhesive. There are some definite advantages to using a liquid adhesive, and I will show you those here. Okay, so I'm using some new die cuts from Simon Says Stamp, and I will link to all the products I use in my YouTube description and on my blog. I am taking a piece of sticky tape here just to hold my die cut in place as I add the adhesive. You don't need to do this part, I just find it helpful. Now I have the back of my die cut facing up. I've squirted some liquid adhesive, my favorite by far, which is the Ranger Multi-Matte or Multi-Medium in the matte finish. This is great because if any of it oozes out the side of our die cut, it dries matte and you'll never see it. Now I'm using a tool called a micro brush to apply tiny amounts of this adhesive on the back of our intricate die cut. The reason I'm using the micro brush is it's a great way to put tiny little areas in, and then my fingers don't get messy. I also don't like to squirt the bottle directly onto the die cut because I'm afraid a bunch of it will come squirting out and I'll make a mess. After I've put the adhesive down, I am picking it up with my tweezers and placing it onto my paper. Now these micro brushes are handy for a lot of different things. I think there's 100 of them that come in a pack, and you can wipe the tip off and reuse it a few times if you want to. Now here's one of the advantages of the liquid adhesive is you can kind of move it around before you push it down in place and leave it to dry. Now there are many other liquid adhesives out there, but some of them are sticky or they don't last long. I find that this is the best, cleanest liquid adhesive to use. Now here I'm going to add the big heart with this adhesive too, just because I have it handy, and look how easy that was to do. One of my readers told me about these micro brushes, and I think they really are helpful, and they're great for maybe pushing little sequins into place or putting tiny bits of adhesive under things. They're really great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this for the sending die cut that I have here. Now this one is very intricate, so you can see how it's very helpful to use the micro brush here. There are liquid pens, but I find they don't hold very well. Again, this is a very strong adhesive. You could also just dab it on with your fingers, but then you may end up making a little bit of a mess, or that's what I would do. So that's why I switched to these little brushes. Another advantage of using the liquid adhesive is if you have tiny, tiny little die cuts that you want to adhere, like this little dot on the top of the eye, it's really easy just to pick it up with your tweezers, dip it into the adhesive, and put it in place. Or you could put a tiny little dot of that adhesive down with the micro brush and put the little dot in place. This is a little bit trickier with the second method, which I'll show you in a moment. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I use the liquid adhesive, the micro brush, to add my sequins to my cards. So I just dip my micro brush into the adhesive and add little dots exactly where I want my sequins to end up being. Then I can pick up my sequins with my tweezers and put them right in place. Again, I prefer to put the adhesive down with the micro brush because I don't want to squirt too much of the liquid adhesive onto my card and therefore messing it up. So this is just a great way to kind of control where you put the strong liquid adhesive. So there you have one way of adding intricate die cuts to your card, and that is with liquid adhesive. Now next I wanted to show you some adhesive sheets. This is a newer product called Stick It, and this is a great adhesive for adding intricate die cuts. The reason why this is great is it is super, super thin, so you don't have to worry about being able to die cut through it or having a mess. It really cuts beautifully. You can see how thin it is because it's actually pretty see-through. Now there are a few ways you can add this adhesive sheet to the back of your cardstock before you die cut. This is one way. I'll show you another way in a moment. So I'm actually creating my own adhesive backed cardstock here. So I'm just putting down this thin layer of adhesive on the back of my cardstock, and now it's ready to die cut. And then once we've die cut it, it will have the adhesive on the back of it and ready to go. To die cut it, you just put the adhesive side down on your cutting plate, then put the die on top of that, and then run it through your die cut machine. And I found this is so thin you can actually do adhesive on both sides of your cardstock and it'll run through just fine. Here's another way to put the adhesive on the back. Just peel up part of the release paper, put down the small piece of paper that you need adhesive on the back of, fold it closed, put the release paper back down, and then cut around it. And this way you can really conserve how much of that adhesive you use. By the way, I find it helpful if you really press the adhesive onto the back of the cardstock before you do anything else, just to make sure it's really secure there. The die cut machine will actually help to kind of smush it in place too. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this card together. You'll see that it's pretty simple to peel off the backing on this so that we can go ahead and add this to our card. Now, I found that this actually, to be honest with you, I was pleasantly surprised with this product. I wasn't really sure that I would like it because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to move my die cut and get it perfectly placed before I stick it down for good. But it really works well. I just put it down lightly and I am able to move things around. I did discover that with this product, I really find it best to press it down once I have it in place. Press it down really, really firmly so that you can be sure that it is nice and secure. I don't know that it is as secure as that strong liquid adhesive as before, but this seems to work really well. So here you can see I did the same on the back of the sending die cut, and it's easy to peel off the back and put it in place and press it down to keep it there. The only time I found it kind of tricky to use the adhesive sheets is for adding the little dot for my eye. It's hard to get the release paper off that super tiny piece. I was able to do it in the end, but you know, that's really not a big deal or a huge disadvantage because you could just use liquid adhesives for the dot on the eye only. Now, some people may ask why I don't use a Xyron sticker maker for my intricate die cuts. I find that I get too much sticky around the edge and then it gets stuck inside my envelope. So that's why I don't choose to do that. And I also don't like that mono liquid adhesive because I find that it's kind of messy. So it's really up to you which you like best. Now here I did want to show you the adhesive back. If you notice here, it is peeling up, but that's because I hadn't pressed it on yet. So here I'm just going to run along it with my bone folder, and that presses it down and secures it. And then I find that the adhesive sheets do hold well, but the liquid adhesive I do believe holds a bit better, and you can be selective on where you put it. But the adhesive sheets are a little bit faster to work with. So there are advantages to both of them, and I think you'll be seeing me use both of them in all of my videos. So maybe one of them stands out to you as a clear winner. If you're interested in the products, they're linked below in my YouTube description. I always have them there to multiple sources. Or you can go to my blog for much more information about these cards and the products. I hope this video was helpful where I showed two different ways to do the same thing. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up so I know I should do more. Thanks for watching.